Hi, my name's Gav from the channel Hiking for Health, and if you haven't seen this channel before, I like to do hiking, wild camping and gear reviews. Well, I feel passionate about the outdoors and what it can do for us, for our physical health and our mental well-being. And one of the things we can do is go out there in nature on day hikes and connect with the outdoors. Now, I've brought along today all of my day hiking gear. It's all of it. I wouldn't take everything all in one go. I would carefully choose my items depending on the weather conditions, the time of year I was going hiking, and even the time of day. So let's have a look and see what I've got. So if I start with clothes and what I would wear on a hike, my go-to base layer is this 4-Class Decathlon merino t-shirt. I've got these in a range of colours, and I've done a review on those if you're interested, and I can link it to the video for you. My favourite hiking trousers are the Montane Terrors. I have 2 pairs of these, one in black and grey and one in black, and I've also done a review of those if it's something you're interested in looking at. They're lightweight, they dry quickly, they're easy to pack, and they have huge vents down the side of the legs, so they're great in a range of weather conditions. Depending on the weather conditions, I might wear my OMM Core hoodie. It's made of Primaloft fabric, it packs very small and it's very comfortable to wear. I also have a Rab Borealis for a mid layer, and this is great to protect you from the wind. So I have 2 great choices there for a mid layer. And then here I have my Microlight Alpine hoodie, my down jacket, which is great as an outer layer. And so a combination of my merino base layer, the OMM Core hoodie and the Microlight Alpine down jacket serves a range of weather conditions there for when I go hiking. My hard shell outer layer consists of a Rab Firewall waterproof jacket and my Berghaus Deluge waterproof over trousers. In terms of waterproof trousers, my advice would be try and get a pair with zips all the way to the waist from the boots. The reason being, you can get them on quicker. If the rain catches you out and you're not ready for it, you can whiz them out your pack and then you can put them on as quick as you can. Have your waterproofs on the outside of your pack if you can, so they're there readily available when you need them. My favourite socks to wear at the moment are Bridgedales. These are a medium weave, but I also have a pair of thicker Bridgedales should the conditions require them, but I also use these for sleeping socks when I'm wild camping. In the event of very harsh weather, high winds, freezing temperatures, snow, I've got 2 different balaclavas to choose from. The top one is very stretchy. I tend to use that more than the one at the bottom, which is quite restrictive, but great to use when that snow and wind and rain tries to catch you out. Here are my Rab gaiters. These are great for protecting your boots and also keeping your trousers clean when you're out hiking. Something I'm looking into at the moment are some smaller gaiters for when the weather's not too tricky. This is my Rab beanie. It's an oversized one. It's 2 colours, so it's reversible. It's orange on the outside and grey on the inner. My gloves, which have served me for years well, are these Carrymore gloves. I've got a thicker pair of winter gloves that I didn't bring along with me, but I very rarely wear them. The footwear that I use when hiking tend to be the Ultra Lone Peak 8s. I've had them now for a few months, but before then I was wearing the Merrell Novas, and they were quite good. I think they were the Merrell Nova 2s, but I wore them out through so much hiking. If I'm going to be wearing big boots, I tend to wear my Mindel Moran Comfort Fit boots. They're Gore-Tex and they are 100% waterproof. They are the best boots I've ever owned. I'm onto my second pair. My first pair lasted 6 years, but that was with so much use. I just basically wore them out. And to be fair, they would have lasted longer if I'd looked after them better. I intend to look after my second pair a lot better than I did my first. The pack I use when I go hiking is my Osprey Escapist 25 litre. I've had this for a number of years, probably about 7 or 8 years, and it has been fantastic. I've certainly got my money's worth with this bag. It's hard to replace it because I just love it so much and I've had so many fantastic memories with it. But it's 25 litres. They did at the time come in many different sizes, but this one is great and it's still working, so I intend to keep using it. Sometimes when I go hiking, I'll take a slightly bigger pack, but this is very rarely. This is a 48 litre, it's the Osprey Exos, and I've removed the brain of the bag, so when I go hiking I tend to take that off. Sometimes I put it inside the bag. It depends what I'm doing on that particular day, but it's very rare that I'll take a bag this size when I'm day hiking. So in terms of hydration and nutrition, I take along my Carrymore 1 litre bottle, usually fill it with water or juice, my 500 milliliter flask by Thermos, which I fill with either tea or coffee. Sometimes I'll take along a smart water bottle, and I'll use electrolytes with one of those. And then if I'm going to be out somewhere where access to water is difficult, I might take along my Katadyn B3 water filter. Very rarely I'll take along my water bladder. However, I've had that a number of years now and it's not been used very much. I find it a bit of a faff. It sits in my freezer most of the time, but it's there if I need it. In terms of sun protection, I'll always take along some sun cream, my sun hat, which I bought this one from Amazon. They're quite cheap, but they're very effective. They're lightweight and very comfortable to wear, and a set of sunglasses. And I've also got my merino buffs should I need to add further neck protection too. So the dangers of ultraviolet light and the effects of sunburn can really spoil a good day's hiking. So please make sure you're doing everything you can to protect yourself from that ultraviolet light when you're out there hiking. So make sure you've got a sun hat, buff to cover your neck if you can, good sun lotion and sunglasses to protect your eyes. So now I'll talk a little bit more about safety and extras. So what other things do I take on a hike to keep myself safe? So on a hike I'll take my first aid kit, and in here I've got an emergency blanket, I've got Compeed plasters, things like that. I've got extra hay fever tablets. I've even got a whistle in there. Now there's a whistle on my Escapist 25 litre, but it's always good to have a whistle in emergencies. I always take a card for removing ticks. I've never had one, fingers crossed and touch wood, but it's there if I need it. I always take a multi-tool with me. This is my Victorinox small pen knife. It's absolutely brilliant. I always take it everywhere I go. I take hand gel, so I can use that before I'm eating. I take insect repellent, electrolytes I've mentioned before. And I also take, depending on the time of day I go hiking, I take along my head torch. Now this is my relatively new Flextail. I've got a number of head torches. This is the one I'm using at the moment, but you don't want to be caught out at night hiking in the dark, so it's always good to take one along with you, and they don't weigh very much at all. I have a number of these sit mats. They're very cheap, they're very effective, and they don't take up much room in your bag. I definitely recommend everybody getting one of those when you're hiking. I take along maps and a compass. I do use my OS maps on my phone, but if my phone runs out of charge or my power bank runs out of juice, I need to know where I am and I don't want to get myself lost. So I always take those belt and braces and make sure I'm safe. I take a power bank. This is my Anchor power bank. It's 20,000 milliamp, so good for about 4 charges of my iPhone. If the conditions require it, I'll take along my Black Diamond cork-handled walking poles. For some reason, trekking poles previously have had a bit of a bad reputation, you know, as if they're for older hikers, but get yourself some trekking poles, they're brilliant. On my trekking pole, I always put some Gorilla Tape near the top. This is for emergencies, in case I ever need it for whatever reason. And if it's that time of year where the midges are about to make an appearance, a midge net is absolutely vital to protect you. Now this may look ridiculous, but it's worth its weight in gold should those midges arrive. And make sure that when you're looking for a midge net, that you get the midge net with a close weave, because some are designed for mosquitoes and some are designed for mosquitoes and midges. All right, but if you're sat there and the midges can't get to you, it's a great feeling. And I also have a Montane Trailblazer, which I can use for additional gear when I'm out hiking. I like to use a range of dry bags depending on the weather conditions and whether it's going to be adverse or not. The Osprey Escapist comes with its own rain cover at the bottom down here, which is great, but I usually use the green one as a pack liner, and then the red one is my electrical bag, the orange is usually for food, and then in the yellow one I might put spare clothing, depending on whether I want to keep it all dry or not and what the conditions are going to be like. Always remember to take the necessary charging cables for your electrical items, especially the ones for your mobile phone, because it could be that phone call that makes all the difference if you get into difficulties. Also, please remember when you're heading out hiking, tell somebody you trust where you're going, your approximate arrival time, when you intend to be back, and show them your route on a map. This way, if anything bad should happen, then they've got your back. Well, I hope this video has been useful in some way. This is what I choose when I go day hiking, and it's a great set of gear. I'm lucky to have it, and I'm always on the lookout to improve it. But what's most important is that regardless of gear, we're out there safe, we're enjoying the outdoors and connecting with nature. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.